Shawn. In this video we're going to show you guys how to hook up your YoraHome camera and set it up in LightBurn. So hopefully you've watched Jim's assembly video where he shows you how to assemble and attach it to the 6550 frame, which is the exact same process on the 6550 Pro. Okay, but before we get started, I'm going to show you three things that you're going to need before we start. And the first thing is going to be a flashlight. In case you're like me and you have lots of shadows in your shop, you probably want to have this handy in order to help LightBurn recognize the calibration template. And that brings me to LightBurn's calibration template. You can download this from the LightBurn forum, or we'll make this available at my.yorahome.com, probably under the 6550 tabs with the camera set up somewhere in there. And last but not least, you're going to want something to engrave a pattern on later, either a piece of plywood, 1/4 inch, 1/8 piece of paper if you already have settings for paper, cardboard preferably, but plywood works very well for this. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I'm going to tell you or show you where you can find all the calibration tools right after I show you how to find your camera control window if you don't have it on your right side Windows panel. You hit the drop down window menu and you can select camera control there. If you got a check mark, chances are it's in here somewhere. If not, turn it off, close LightBurn, turn it back on, and select camera control, and it should pop up right here for you on the right hand side. You also can take it out of that arrangement and you can put it back in. So just kind of hover over it until it goes blue. If it goes blue, there, now it's blue, it's back in there. You can also arrange your tabs, whatever works best for you. This is my arrangement and I like how that goes. To calibrate the camera and to get to those calibration options, you can go to the laser tools drop down and you have your two calibration tools, wizards as they're called, to assist you in alignment and calibration, right here. And you can also click on the video feed, right click, sorry, and you got those same options right here. And we'll go through the camera calibration first, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I'm going to right click, calibrate camera lens, select my camera, USB 2.0 camera. That's the 95-degree camera that you receive from YoraHome. It's a standard lens and we're going to do a full calibration. I have gotten away without doing it before. I don't know if that was fluke, but I highly recommend going through this calibration process anyway. Just it ensures better accuracy and better results from your camera. So click next, and this wizard is going to give you all the tutorial you need. It's going to show you images, where to place the pattern, and whatnot. So you just follow it. And this one says place the circles pattern card in the camera view roughly as shown and click capture. Try to get the lowest score possible. 0.3 or less is ideal. With a score of 1 or less, you can click next to continue. Okay, so we're gonna position it center And I always like to orientate mine with the corner of the dots that are far away, that doesn't have the dot in it, just because once I get up to here where you're not going to be able to see, once I get to the top left corner where my laser is, the laser head's not going to hide any of the circle pattern. So we got it centered. I unclick honeycomb check, and it won't cause you any problems. So click capture. And we got a score of 0.13, and that's really, really good. And don't worry about if you get this kind of fisheye sort of weird look. It's not a fisheye lens. Next. Move it to the bottom. Now this is where I also engraved my work area on a piece of plywood. Doesn't really matter. Don't worry if you don't have it. Just kind of try to keep it. Maybe use your frame of your of the 6550 as your placement, and then just keep it within the frame. And you got to try to keep it as even as possible. This is where the flashlight is going to come in handy. Click capture. I got a 0.58. Let's try to get a better one. 0.24. Okay, I like that. Let's go next. Alright, now we're going to position it middle left. Okay, out of the way. Capture. 0.2. I like that. We'll click next. And then middle right. Capture. 0.24. I like it. Click next. Top center. Click capture. 2.8. That's pretty good. Bottom right. I'm going to have to use my flashlight again. Okay. Click capture. Let's see if we can get a little better. But 0.45 is still good. 4.0. Okay, I'll go with that. Bottom left. Need to use the light again. 4.327. There we go. Next. We'll go top right. And here's where you're going to see why. Oh, let's position that the way I want it. Now, as you can see that if we had this corner underneath the diode laser, that it would be covered by your laser head, and that would cause a conflict with the software, and it wouldn't recognize the pattern. Capture. 2.3. Outstanding. Last one. Capture. Okay, 2.8. That's great. Now we're done. But now if you don't move that camera, if it stays in the same spot, you won't have to do this calibration again. But if you bump it really hard, or you move it, nudge it, shift it, whatever, you're gonna have to go through this process again. But if it stays stationary, don't worry about it, and you're good. So I'm just gonna cancel this because I don't need to do this all over again, and we'll move on to the alignment. Alright, all that's left now is the actual laser alignment. For this particular task, make sure you're homed and that your laser and LightBurn are orientated together, so so LightBurn knows where it is. Okay, and for whatever reason, I always like moving mine out of the way. And we can go from there. So again, right click or go into the laser tools drop down menu. Click calibrate camera alignment. We're going to select over the work area in a fixed position. And we're going to select our camera. It's going to load. We're going to click next. And then this part of the wizard is where you set up your engraving for the alignment pattern. So whatever you decide to engrave on, whether it be a piece of cardboard, a piece of wood, a piece of plywood, MDF, what have you, you're going to input that material's thickness right here. So we'll say, for example, we'll pretend that that piece of plywood on my table is 3 millimeters. We'll put 3 millimeters. If you have a set of calipers at home, use those because thicknesses vary from material to material. They tend not to be exactly what they're advertised as. The fill speed, the line speed, use those speeds, whatever you're comfortable with. The powers, same thing, and the scale. When you open up this window for the first time, anytime you start LightBurn, it'll be 219. Change the scale to 100, and you'll get the size of pattern that you see that I have here. You can make it smaller if you want, but it's actually going to change the zoom value on your image. Just make sure it's 100, and it's just going to save a whole headache. Then you're going to click the frame button. So this is actually going to frame where you're going to have your alignment pattern engraved, and you can see that go there. I don't have my laser plugged in right now just to keep the noise of the fan out of the video. So from here, if everything's positioned right and you like where it's engraving, then you click start, and it'll engrave it. You wait for it to finish, and then you'll go next. Okay, now I don't have go back to position set, apparently. I can't remember if I do or don't, but not a big deal. So just close out of this, move your laser off of your engraving so you can take a clear snapshot of it. And we'll just go back, alignment, select that, select your camera, click next. Don't worry about any of this, you've already done it. Click next. It's going to load up your camera. Click capture image. Oh, I forgot about that. So yeah, you'll be able to move your laser out of the way after by using these buttons. I completely forgot about that. So now you have your you captured your image, you got your image. You click. So now I got rid of the picture-in-picture, and just click next. That's going to enlarge that. So now you're going to zoom in. I use my scroll button on my mouse to zoom in, and what you're going to do is you're going to pan and find the 4 corner marks, and then double click the center of each one of these as precisely as you can. And this is what's going to help align. So it really helps to get in there get close, and find the center and double click, and then you're going to see these little red crosshairs. If you're happy with it, move over to the next one. Start at 1, do 2, do 3, and then do 4. Okay. I think the battery on my mouse is dying. Nope. 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 There we go. 2. And we'll go with, I don't know where this one is. Right here. 3, and then 4. And then once you got all 4 done, it's going to connect all those crosshairs with lines and give you one big square. Click next and finish. Okay, I'm going to show you quickly how fairly accurate this can be, and I'm going to update my overlay. You're going to see my camera on the screen, and then I'm going to get the laser marker icon, click it, and then you can zoom in and you can find center right there. We're gonna go to move, we're gonna hit fire, and hopefully take that off. That's in the center. It's not perfect, but it's very, very close, and this is going to help you quickly align projects. If you've been with the user group for a while, you've probably seen a lot of my few of my posts basically talking up using that camera and LightBurn. Alright, so now we're going to be positioning the image to orientate to where your laser is going to go. So always get in the habit of moving your laser out of the way, updating your overlay to get an image like this. I always turn fade off, gives nice dark crisp edges typically, depending on your lighting. And so grab the laser move tool, the icon on the left hand side on your toolbar, and then click on what you consider the very edge of your laser or of your material. Click the fire button, and as I said, when you have a piece of material on your bed, it's going to be higher than how you calibrated and aligned your laser, so it's going to appear larger, so you have to do some tweaking. So what I always do is I always have my fire on, my laser firing at a very low percentage. I use 0.25 for my 40 watt and my my 80 watt diodes, and I don't mark anything on my material. So click the laser move tool and slowly creep in until your light goes on the edge. You should start seeing that laser right on the edge, and it's there. So now I always start off with the shrinking tools, the width or the height. So right now I'm on the top of the image, so we'll use the height, and we'll just bring that down to the red dot, because that's where your laser is on your bed. And I like that there. And now to test this accuracy, we'll go down to the bottom and see how I like it. Okay, so it's not quite, so I'll go down one more. Right, move up. move up twice, and I'll go down one more, well, maybe two more. So close to the edge there, and then we're going to do the exact same again. Move up to the edge, so edge and edge. Right. So remember, this compresses from both ends of whatever axis that you are trying to shrink. And then this one just shifts it up or shifts it down. We're going to do the x-axis now. And bring it in until it's on the edge. And we're going to shrink until it's on the line. Or on the... Oh, that's a little off. Alright, so that's right on the edge. So we'll make it a little wider, and then we're going to shift it twice. Edge. Oh, no. And edge. So now I want to go to the center. Go there. If I want to go on that scrape, like that scratch, I don't know if you can see it in your camera, but I click on my screen here, and it's right on the scratch on my material. Okay, so now we can turn off the fire. And if I want, I'll go to my art library. I'll go to my YoraHome art that's included with my laser purchase. And I'm feeling a little Gucci right now, so we'll drag that over. You know what? We're going to trace this real quick. Good enough. So just want a vector. And this is where you're going to want to fade. So now you can see it better. Now you can size your image. You can center it in there. And then you can kind of rotate it to align with, because I didn't put it perfectly square. So now you can do that. Move that around and try to center it. Center it by eye. And back to laser. Cut selected I got cut selective graphics on. So let's select a graphic, and now we'll frame. And it frames exactly where it's supposed to go. Quick, easy. Start, engrave, finished. Alright, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask on the user group, our forum, or if you're having major difficulties, you can also contact Yora support. Thank you very much. Jungle.